Hi, it's Jessie. I'm back again, and I want to continue my video from the other day where I was talking about how God makes some of us for special purposes, beginning in Romans 9:21, and it says, does not the potter have the right to make out of the same lump of clay some pottery for special purposes and some for common use? All right, working from there. I'm having a hard time getting my words together on this one because it's kind of a big topic, okay? And I really don't want to sound like one of those fear mongers talking about the end of days, but I believe that we're quickly approaching that time. So let me just point you back to Matthew 24, where we're warned about the false prophets. At that time, many will turn away from the faith and will betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and deceive many people. There'll also be a lot of people claiming that I'm the Messiah, and they'll deceive many. But truly, if we're looking for the Messiah, we can hear his footsteps more than we can see his face. Because there's certain things that the Messiah brings about to happen. I like to study prophecy, and I like to study Jewish prophecy, to be more specific, because they have a lot of reasons why they say that Jesus isn't the Messiah, because there's all these prophecies from the beginning of time about who the Messiah would be, right? So they have a hard time believing that Jesus is the Messiah because he didn't fulfill them. Well, as we're looking for him to return to us, we have to understand that these prophecies that they're talking about that he didn't fulfill, they will be fulfilled. So we shouldn't be looking so much for a face as we should be looking for what they said would happen. Like, one of the things that they said would happen would be that all world systems crash, like communication, banking, all systems, okay, all subsystems, world governments, and if you look at what's going on in Venezuela or even in America itself, you can see like the footprints of God. Another thing that happens, the Messiah carries God, right? So what you need to know to be able to recognize his coming is that the plagues go before him and pestilence follows after him. So if you look out into the world, you see these plagues arising like Ebola and some I can't remember what it's called, but it's something from a mosquito bite, and it gives you some kind of flu where it like is almost certain to kill you. There's a lot more plagues going on than that, but still, these plagues are a sign, right, that God is coming, and in order to see where he's been, if he hasn't met you face to face, all you got to do is look for the pestilence. And the reason why you're looking for the pestilence is because as he's passing through, he's passing judgment, and pestilence is one of the judgments that he passes on you. So you got to look for the signs of where he's going to and where he's been. If you look at the economy, you look at these hiccups in the economy, the 2008 housing market crash, the stock market going up and down, the Bitcoin thing that's about to plummet completely. You look for the signs of where the systems are crashing, and not only that, but you look for where leaders are being exposed for things like this whole ordeal between Trump and the FBI, or even bigger than that is the thing going on with Israel, where his wife, the prime minister's wife, has just been indicted. When when God is coming through, things are coming to light, and you see these things going down. And I know some people twist things up to make it look like, oh, they're being persecuted, but no, this is God breaking down the gates of brass, because these people, they rule the nations, they make the decisions, they control the resources, and if you're not doing a good job of what you're appointed to do, then God is likely to dethrone you. So you can expect for leaders to be dethroned. Even if the prime minister isn't a king, he's still holding a position of authority. So we can we can call that his position being dethroned, okay? By my understanding, anyways. Um, so if we go over here, people are mad at God, and so they're gonna persecute and put to death anyone who carries the imprint of his revelation, anyone who has faith, anyone who believes in him, anyone who can witness and testify to him. They'll go out and they'll kill the prophets, just like in the days of Jezebel, because they're trying to preserve their systems that's crashing, but they're doing it by shutting out those who can testify of God, believing that it will preserve and save them, but it won't, because if we look over to the next few lines of Matthew, we find then will appear, this is line 30, 24:30. Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then all peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, and he will send his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds and one end of the heavens to the other. Okay, so what you need to know, like if we the same verse basically, if we look at in Mark, I believe it's 13. It says that he shortens the day for the sake of the elect. Okay, so what what you don't understand is they're persecuting God's chosen, God's the ones God chose for special purposes, because they think that it's going to extend their time in the world by shutting God out, right? But it really won't extend their time, because actually what's going to happen is when they get to the one that God calls beloved, they're in big trouble, because God's going to shorten their days and everything, and he's going to take the elect and whoever's with the elect, you know, out of the judgment, keep them from harm, and preserve them while everyone else faces the wrath and the destruction. Um, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Mark. Um, but you have to understand that it's not just someone witnessing for God. It's not just that purpose that they come and witness for God, but they come to suffer for God, just as Jesus did. I have a covenant to suffer for God, and it's one of the things that solidify my faith in Jesus, because Jesus was also one who suffered for God. And I understand that this is a covenant that God makes, and the promise that comes afterward. You'll overcome all your suffering. And the only way you overcome your suffering by suffering is when God fights for you. So it's the same thing as the promise on Abraham's life, where he says, bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. So you kind of got to understand that taking God out of the world, or taking his children out of the world, is not going to solve the problems. A lot of people who have prophetic giftings claim that they were rejected and abused a lot of their lives, and faced a lot of temptation from the enemy, and it's This is like a common thing, because this is how God trains us up in learning how to endure the suffering little by little, little by little. It's He didn't do it to be cruel. He did it so that we would make it to the end, so that we would be able to endure to the end. And the people who are hating on us are just people who don't want to bow before God and set things right. They're the people who love the system more than they love the Lord, and they think that without the system their lives would be destroyed. But the system is flawed and broken. The system requires a scapegoat. It needs somebody to be responsible for all the flaws of the system. And so unfortunately, that blame is usually laid on the backs of the poor, or the backs of the marginalized in society, like those who have done crimes, or those who suffer with illness. The, these are the people that carry the weight of the failures of the system, you know, for everyone who benefits from the system, you know. And if we would fix it ourselves, then God would leave us alone. But unfortunately, the way that things that are set up, we have people who say we'll make you rich if you go along with us. It's a big game of sellout, and it advances agendas that are not good for everybody across the board. They make environmentally bad choices. They harm the environment, like the Flint water crisis in Michigan. They make horrible decisions for profit. All these drug companies, and them telling us that these pills will make you better, these pills will make you better. And then we come along and find out that these pills didn't make you better. They killed your liver and your kidneys, and now you have diabetes, and you're worse off than you were before. You gained 100 pounds and you feel miserable about yourself. And they really don't make you better, but because the pharmaceutical industry wants to push it, because they want people more docile and controllable. They 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 want to medicate people's natural responses to oppression. They want to incarcerate people's. I'm saying, the way that the system is set up, it's set up to control. It's set up to keep you bound, you know, and Jesus came to set us free. So we have to think on Jesus, and the system really doesn't like Jesus so much. They call you crazy just for believing in them. They tell you that belongs to church and no place else. But the thing is, if you don't bring him out into the world, then he can't help you in the world, and all this stuff just gets worse and worse. And if you don't make a stand, um, if you don't say, no, I'm not going along with this, or no, this isn't good for the people, it may cost you your job. So, you let it go, and then it's worse off. Then you got sin on your hands, and then you don't know where you're going, right? Um, but if we put Jesus up there first, if you put him up there, not only will you not lose your job, but the bad ideas won't be pushed through, because you're not standing there in your own strength, but you're standing there in the strength of God. Because believe it or not, there is a God, and he wants to help, and he wants to intervene for things. And I hear these prophetic voices in the world, and they're teaching you how to fight real good, fight battles real good, but they should be teaching you how to trust in God more, because you can trust him. You can ask him for things and he'll deliver, he'll come through. This is what he does, And I know it hasn't been a lot of people out there who can say, that I stood up in the name of God and me and me back down. You know, there's not a lot of people who can say how God delivered them that are outside of the church and saying, but if we started doing it, we would see more, right? I'm at 15 minutes, so have a good day.